Most of us have seen that movie Jodha Akbari. Was the movie right? Was it a propaganda?
It's like making a movie on Hitler and not showing Holocaust. Did they show Akbar did hashish and alcohol?
Aurangzeb destroyed thousands of temples. The other side says that he also donated to a lot of temples.
Sir, Yadunath Sarkar spent 50 years of his life writing about Aurangzeb Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, Volume 5. None of his pages in these volumes mention that Aurangzeb donated money for temple construction.
What could have been the specific reason of behind destroying temple? Just to have the money, just to loot the money.
And it has religious sanctions. You see, that's the most important. He was very orthodox, fanaticist. He was a jihadist and terrorist.
There are some questions also being raised about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. His army also looted some temples.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj has not attacked any temple, and this is a loose talk. He said no church, no mosque, and no temple should be touched.
Names of the roads are being changed, station names are being changed, city names are being changed. How do you see it?
I lived in Germany, for a few years, and I have never seen their road, Hitler road there. Do you know there was an Operation Sindoor in 1521? Do you want to know about it?
Hello and welcome. My name is Naman Yadav and you are watching ANI Interviews. How should the Mughal Empire be described in Indian history books? Was it a cruel, oppressive rule marked by forced conversion and temple destruction? Or were the Mughals religiously tolerant and progressive rulers? Joining me in this conversation is Medha Bhaskaran ji, a respected author who has spent years researching the Mughal Empire. She has also written extensively on Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having a conversation with ANI. The latest changes that NCRT has done, it mentions about the dark past of Mughals. It describes the cruel period of the Mughal Empire and the brutality of Akbar and Aurangzeb. One side says, it is going to divide people on religious lines, and the other side says history must be told as it is. So, where do you think the reality lies?
I think the history should be told as it is.
Okay.
And what I've heard from several conversations happening on the several different platforms, I feel they have made right changes.
Okay.
And it was a long due affair.
Okay.
It had to happen, and 8th standard children are not innocent. They are exposed to so much. I have a 11-year-old girl at home, and she has read all my books, whatever I have written on the Mughal Maratha. Plus, she is reading now Amitav Ghosh's book, and she is not polarized. In fact, she has become a thinker. How you teach history is also very important.
Yes.
Yeah, it lies in the hands of a teacher. Or if the child is is a voracious reader, then that job is done by his or her reading.
Most of us have seen that movie Jodha Akbar, and we tend to make our perception and the realities around that movie that, Akbar used to be a really great king. He was really lovable. He used to love his wife Jodha. But, what was, if you can tell me and explain the viewers, was the movie right? Was it a propaganda? What do you say about the movie?
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have seen it.
So I'll ask you some questions.
Okay.
Have they shown the Chittorgarh massacre
No,
of 40,000 people?
not at all.
Of that, only 8,000 were army and others were all civilians?
No.
Have they shown that? Have
No.
they shown that Akbar said that he is busy with jihad in one of his letters?
No.
No. Okay, fine. Not shown.
2.
Have they shown his harem, which was a city by itself, managed by a squadron of eunuchs and army people and women, and it was a city in itself. People say that his wives and his aunts and his daughters also used to say that stay there.
Hmm.
But how many daughters will he have? 50, 100?
Hmm.
Most of them were women he acquired, and acquired also studying their lineage, beauty and intelligence. ऐसा नहीं कि कहाँ से लाया.
Hmm.
So have they shown that in the movie?
No.
No. So it is like an I don't know what the director or the producer were doing, because they are hiding an elephant in the room. Is it possible? It's like making a movie on Hitler and not showing Holocaust.
How
Okay.
many women? How many women used to live in the harem, Akbar's harem, ma'am?
5,000.
5,000.
5,000. But of course, there were some of his relatives, his aunts, his daughters, and his wives. Okay. And about
And
his wives, I'll tell you a very interesting thing.
hmm.
Now, I write historical fiction, as you know,
Hmm.
and I'm a microbiologist. But being a microbiologist and a health and disease columnist in the UAE for several years
Mm-hmm.
has taught me how to do research. I
Okay.
cannot say anything offhand because in medicine it is not allowed. It would have put me in a big problem there.
Yeah.
So when it is a passion to study history and write, so I had to study it in detail.
Hmm.
Okay, of course, I'm a human. I'm not a artificial intelligence
Hmm.
writing something. I also make errors, but whatever I have read, to marry more, did they show many women of Akbar in that, many wives of Akbar?
No. A couple of ones, yes, but not all of them.
Did they show the Durgavati episode where he attacked her kingdom and she killed herself? She fought. She was a very brave warrior, woman
Hmm.
warrior.
Hmm.
She fought,
Hmm.
but when she thought she's going to lose, she killed herself.
Hmm.
But her sister Kamalavati and her son's bride, which was not married, they were on the guard and they were captured and put it in Akbar's harem. Have they shown this in the movie?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then I will ask you. There are a few more. Can I ask you a few more?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Did they show Akbar's pathological human experiments like they had done during Hitler's time on humans? What he did in 1678 and 80, very few people talk about it. He
Hmm.
took several neonate babies, newly born babies,
Hmm.
and put them in the mahal, in a
Okay.
one mahal, and he instructed those who took the care of those babies that no sound should be made. He wanted to see what effect a child has when there is no sound at all.
Hmm.
Okay, no sound
Okay.
at all.
Hmm.
So that entire building was known as Gunga Mahal,
Okay.
and many kids died there. Okay,
Hmm.
so this was the human experiment. Did they show that in Jodha Akbar?
No.
Okay. Then there was a person called Behram Khan who looked after Akbar as a child. Looked after
Okay.
him well. After that, they had some differences. They fought.
Hmm.
So this is when Akbar was a small boy.
Hmm.
He was orphaned. So when this Behram Khan died, he had a young wife called Salima Sultan Begum.
Hmm.
Akbar put her in her harem and married her, and sired a son called Murad, who was a drunkard, who became a drunkard later on.
Some historians have also written about this fact that Akbar used to marry wives of his colleagues and subordinates, and if they said no, he got them killed.
Yes. Have they shown that in the movie?
No.
No, they have to divorce the wife.
They have to divorce the wife, and if they say no, then what would happen?
If they divorce, then he will marry them,
Okay.
marry the wives, and if they refused, then the husbands are killed, and he will marry them nonetheless.
Okay.
Have they shown that in Jodha Akbar?
No, no, no.
Did they show Akbar did hashish and alcohol?
No, not that much. I don't think so. There was any scene about hashish and alcohol.
Yeah, so I have a reference. This I have downloaded from University of Louisville, Stefani Hotel. opium and alcohol. She has done the entire thesis, and she has given that Abul Fazl knew about this. Abu Fazl
Hmm.
is the biographer.
Hmm.
Okay, he knew about this. And he has written, and she has given Badayuni and Abul Fazl's references there. So have they shown that in Jodha Akbar? I don't think so. Okay, then I want to tell you one small story. Okay,
Hmm.
how the religion itself was manipulated by Akbar.
Hmm.
Now, he wanted to marry more than 4 women. Okay, he wanted to marry, he got several women. And some women he wanted to really, and it is a good thought, he wanted to go into a complete official matrimonial alliance with them.
Hmm.
Okay, but his mullahs and Maulavis said, oh, not more than 4 you can marry, according to
Hmm.
religion Sunni. You
Hmm.
cannot marry. Then he studied, okay, and there is something called mutaha. Have you heard of that mutaha?
No, ma'am.
Is a contract marriage. You marry a woman, pay her money for
Okay.
a period of time. Even how many times a man sleeps with her is also written in that contract.
Okay.
Okay, so but that is followed by Shia
Hmm.
Muslims. It's not followed by Sunni Muslims.
Sunni Muslims.
It's not followed. I have read a beautiful fictional book on this. It's very common in Iran. Used to be
Hmm.
very common. So, so he changed that. He sacked the mullahs and maulavis who were against mutaha, which is Said,
Hmm.
Sigheh in Persian language. Said, it
Hmm.
is pronounced as. So he got his way through. He manipulated the religion and he married many women. Have they shown that in Jodha Akbar?
Nothing that you have explained in the last 7 minutes. They have not
Then
shown
there are
anything.
100 stories like that. So I feel that that movie was, and most of our historical movies are, I don't see them.
So let me come back to NCRT book. It also mentions Jizya tax. Jizya tax was imposed in the Mughal era, but it was also uplifted by Akbar. What was the main reason behind imposing the Jizya tax, the origin, or was it a way to push people or force them to convert themselves and accept Islam? Some say it was protection money, some say it was a way they could be forced and they need to accept Islam.
In a place like India, when the Islamic invaders were salt in a curry, इतना छोटा सा थे, कितने
Hmm.
लोगों को मारेंगे? How many
Hmm.
people will they kill?
Hmm.
So they came up with treat those who want to follow their religion as dhimmis. Dhimmi is an Arabic word. Dhimmi also means zimmi. In Persian word, zimmedari.
Hmm.
So zimmedari is a burden. So these infidels who do not want to convert to Islam are the zimmedari of the Islam, a burden on the Islamic state. So they have to pay jizya to be alive. Protection from whom? If you say that is protection money, you do not pay protection money with humility how jizya was paid.
Hmm.
They could slap you. You should go without slippers. You cannot send anybody from your home. You have to go yourself.
Hmm.
How much rich? And you may be Birlas, Tatas, Ambanis, whoever you have to walk there. Okay. And you have to actually bow down to the Amins and pay. If Amin slaps you, smile. If he tells you to open your mouth and he wants to spit in it, open your mouth as if your mouths were spittoons. Is this a protection money? Is this the way you pay protection money? This jizya tax was a humiliation tax to humiliate and put down your morale. Okay.
So there is another common question that is being asked by a lot of critics, that Akbar had Hindu officers, नौ रत्न थे उनके पास, and Aurangzeb also had Hindu officers. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had Muslim officers, Muslim fighters. Critics say it was never about religion. It was always been about expanding, your power, your territory, capturing more land and capturing more places. It was never about religion. In today's politics, these politicians are going after votes and they are dividing people on the basis of religion, and that's why the entire syllabus is being changed, quote unquote, manipulated and distorted.
Even I don't want to talk about to polarize because I have lived in three countries.
Hmm.
I have lived in Germany where Christianity prevailed. I have lived in the UAE for 15 years. It's a Muslim country, and I have lived in India.
Hmm.
So what I'm going to tell, I have friends from all the religions and atheists also. But what I want to say is, okay, if it was not for religion, I'll give in Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's civil and military administration. I'll talk about him.
Hmm.
There were 12 people who were Muslims. Okay, only 12. 6 were, it is all on document.
Hmm.
You have more, show me the document. Out of that, 6 were sent by his father, Shahaji Raje, who was a regent of Adil Shahi.
Hmm.
Okay. And 2 out of that, out of remaining 6, 2 were thrown out. 1 left. I don't remember his name. I have written it. 1 left Shivraj.
Hmm.
And after Shivraj's death, he left and joined the Mughals. And 2 were kept in prison. So hardly 4 or 5 people were there in his administration as compared to around 200,000 Hindu and Hindu military and civil administrators. Of course, the cavalrymen, infantrymen, and his Shibandis, the fort garrisons, and civil administration, the revenue collectors. Those were about, I would put that into 200,000. So 200,000 Hindu civil and military administrators and soldiers and troopers as compared to 6 Muslims. What is the percentage?
Very few.
Yeah. So if
Hardly.
anybody has any questions, let them give us the papers.
Hmm.
Okay. And I will tell you about the administration, about the Mughals, the Akbar and Aurangzeb, Bacha Akbar and Bacha Aurangzeb. So what happens, they, as I said, the Islamic invaders were salt in the curry. So they had to accommodate, they had to have Hindus who helped them. For example, Akbar realized that the Rajput warriors are so eager to fight and they are proud to die on the battlefield. So he selected them. He said, you join me or I'll attack you. Only Ranas did not join him. So his military, many contingents were Rajputs. And he allowed the Rajputs to rule in their areas and keep their religion. But when time comes, you maintain this cavalry for me and fight for me when I do wars of expansion.
There is a lot of talk and there is a lot of controversy about temple destruction of Aurangzeb. So one side says he went on a temple destruction spree, Aurangzeb destroyed thousands of temples. The other side says that he also donated to a lot of temples. And one example is there, Kamakhya Devi Mandir. He said that he used to donate to temples also.
See, there are some farmans on the basis of which some people are claiming that he sent farmans for temple donation. Okay. I have not read. See, Sir Yadunath Sarkar is a Bible on Aurangzeb. Sir Yadunath Sarkar spent 50 years of his life writing about Aurangzeb volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5. None of his pages in these volumes mention that Aurangzeb donated money for temple construction. None of this. Now, this particular one, there are 2 farmans. Okay, one farman is a long document, maybe 2 feet or 3 feet document. Okay, and now there are people who are studying, doing their doctorates in farman reading. I met them. Okay, documents in farman reading. So one document appeared in Guwahati Chronicles. Okay, when Guwahati Farman appeared in Assam History Journal. Okay, there they had shown a small paper. They had also shown a scale to, it is about say 9 inches by 10 inches or something like that. Such small farmans do not exist to start with. And some lines are written in Persian. Okay, so it is not the Farman at all. And hiding behind that, journal, many people claim that Aurangzeb donated for temples, which is an utter rubbish. If it was there, if he had donated, it would have been in Sir Yadunath Sarkar's book. And the real Farman was available. Then another Farman, Chitrakoot Farman, which is called. I'll tell you what mistakes are there in that Farman. Every time there is a Mughal Farman, which is it started from Babur's time till the end of the last Mughal. Every time they write a Farman, the first 2 lines are half. Always half. Why? Why they keep it half? Because if at the end of the entire Farman is written, if the Badshah wants to add on something into the Farman. So this, first of all, this Chitrakoot Farman has only 1 line on top. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing, in the 17th century, when you wrote Persian, see there is ta, tha, and ta, tha, and ta. Okay, so in the 17th century, there was no ta and tha in Persian. It was only ta. So it should be Chitrakoot. But
not, yes.
Yeah, so what is written here is Chitrakoot. So this must have been this is done after, in the end of 18th century, this Farman, this fake Farman. Third is, when you write a Farman, see, it is from the other side, from right to left. The Persian language, right to left, right to left. The date is written at the very end of the last line at the left side. It's the normal, absolute, and there are a lot of niyams, a lot of strict observations that one has to, one has to follow while writing a Farman. So in this Farman, the third big mistake is the date is written in the middle of the last line.
Okay.
So this is either written in this 18th century and there were 6 or 7 articles about it in Pakistani Historical Journal. Imagine. I think these are fake Farmans, and somebody has to actually, this is a subject of study, and somebody has to, the authors who are writing about it, they should be strictly reprimanded, according to me.
Do we have any sort of numbers about how many temples would have been destroyed by Aurangzeb? Any sort of number, 10,000, 20,000?
I do not have numbers, but I have, there are 7 pages in Sir Yadunath Sarkar's book where he lists all the temples which were destroyed.
And what was the
Aurangzeb, 1 minute, when Aurangzeb in 1678-79, when he attacked Marwad, actually, see, it's always interest. Jaswant Singh Rathod had helped Aurangzeb all his life. Okay. But he dies in Hindu Kush mountains. Hindu Kush means kill Hindus. Hindu Kush. Kush means kill. He dies in Hindu Kush mountains after knowing that his son Prithvi, the only son which is remaining, Prithvi, is dead. His 2 brothers are already dead for the Mughals. And the Prithvi is also killed by Aurangzeb. There are many, many theories about it, but I'm not sure, so I don't want to insist on that. But this is documented that when he attacked Marwar, Jaswant Singh Rathod's kingdom. And so many temples he destroyed. There's so many temples he destroyed that that his son Akbar. Now I'm talking about his son Akbar. Talking Emperor Akbar. Aurangzeb's son Akbar got fed up, and he joined the Rajputs.
Was there any specific reason behind destroying thousands of temple? Like, was it to loot money, or was it to make sure that your reign of terror is established? What could have been the specific reason of behind destroying temple? Just to have the money, just to loot the money, gold, and everything.
And it has religious sanctions.
Hmm.
You see, that's the most important. He was very orthodox, fanaticist. He was a jihadist and terrorist. You see, he was the representative of Muhammad Ghori, Muhammad Ghazni, Muhammad Ghori, Kutubuddin Aibak. He was the representative of Balban. He was the representative of Tughlaqs. What did they do?
Killed people.
And destroyed temples.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask, move forward to, I just wanted to ask how Akbar and Aurangzeb used to see non-Muslims. And there is a lot of talk about the massacre of 30,000 civilians that took place, and how women were captured and children were enslaved. Did they see all the non-Muslims out there as kafirs, infidels, and just below them? They shouldn't exist. What was the feeling that they used to have about non-Muslims? Both of them, Akbar and Aurangzeb.
Most of the people from Babur, you know, do you know there was an Operation Sindoor in 1521? Do you want to know about it?
Yes, yes, yes. Please tell me about that.
And who wrote about it? You'll be shocked.
Who?
Sri Guru Nanak Ji.
In 1502, Guru Nanak Ji wrote about Operation
1521.
1521 about Operation Sindoor. Oh, tell us about this story, because I have never heard or never.
This Babur was coming for the first time. They were all the same, Babur was coming with his entire army, mercenaries. They did not have the army, they had the mercenaries. There was no nationalism, nationalist feelings, हमारा देश है, हमारे देश के लिए हम मरने वाले हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. So he was coming with his maybe 50,000 to 60,000 mercenaries on killing spree. They were passing through a town in Pakistan, and that now Pakistan, but then India. Okay, and Sri Guru Nanak were there. He was there, and he saw what he has written in his Babur Vani, which is there also in Granth Sahib, and it's a thing of discussion. He has written a poem that women with luxuriant hair and with red between in their sindoor, red vermilion in their parting. After Babur's cavalcade passed, the sindoor had gone, the hair were gone, and they only had dust in the throat, and they were disoriented and wandering about like zombies. So this is what everybody thought about the infidels. This is what they looked at. And also all these emperors, especially Mughal emperors, what they called themselves, what Shah Jahan called himself, Saya-i Khuda, or Zil-i Ilahi. It's not about the religion word. That is different. Zil means chaya, a shadow of God. And they were regarded as shadow of God. That's why you see hollow and behind their head, and everybody calls them great. It's not like they themselves said, and there were certain things where only prerogatives are only Badshah. Even the Sultanate kings could not do, like two elephants fighting, that could not have been organized in the Sultanates. And to use insignias, that was only the prerogative of Badshah. They thought that they are the Saya-i Khuda. Okay, so forget about kafirs. Everybody else they look down upon. Everybody else. Everybody else other than themselves.
Tell us the story about the execution of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. You know, he was executed because he refused to convert to Islam, and it was a major point in the history.
Guru, and
Not.
I've written about it in my Challenging Destiny. I have
Hmm,
written about it. Guru Tegh Bahadur Singh Ji,
hmm,
he actually was a disciple of Sri Guru Nanak.
hmm,
Righteousness must be in every individual to fight against injustice. That was the byline of Sri Guru Nanak Ji.
hmm,
Okay, fight against injustice. Aurangzeb was trying to experiment with mass convergence. So he told his Mansabdar in Kashmir that start converting in huge scale all the Hindus from Kashmir. It started then.
hmm,
So all those Hindus came to Sri Tegh Bahadur Singh Ji uh, for help. Okay. And he complained. He started writing letters to Aurangzeb. He complained to him that this will not do. Stop it.
hmm,
That time he was caught. So we must remember why history should be said, that we should not be. Now, though, of course, I don't want any divisions, In every religion, whoever is there in India is ours. But
hmm,
we should also remember the sacrifice of people like Sri Tegh Bahadur Singh Ji, that
hmm,
he was killed for the Hindus in Kashmir.
hmm.
You see, that's very inspirational, actually.
There are some questions also being raised about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. His army also looted some temples in Srinagari and Tanjavur, and the raids that had happened in Surat, some civilians were also attacked. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj may also be apprised of those attacks, but some attacks did take place on civilians without him keeping in the loop. What is the reality? What is the truth?
I'll tell you the reality. First of all, the first question I will answer, the temple raids.
Hmm.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj has not attacked any temple, and this is a loose talk. Give me the reference.
Hmm.
From Sri Gajanan Mehendare's book, it's a magnum opus, which has bibliography itself runs into 200 pages at the end.
Hmm.
Show me one reference from that. Or any other historian you take. Show me one reference. It's all I saw. I heard those talks in the panel discussions. And I was wondering how people open their mouths without giving references. I'm giving you all my references. As far as Surat is concerned,
Hmm.
who was there? Who had see Aurangzeb did not want any kafir to raise his or her head. It's a soch. He wanted every kafir, infidel, to be scared. If one
Hmm.
kafir like Shivarai becomes strong, the other
Hmm.
kafirs also infidels will also think of reprisals.
Hmm.
So he wanted to cut that soch, that thought itself, nip it in the bud. So he sent so many warriors, but Shaista Khan came with 100,000 people to the Deccan. Before Surat attack, this is 100,000 people, 100,000 cavalrymen, 100,000 horses, and
Hmm.
maybe 2 to 3,000 elephants. You know how much a horse eats every day? 7 grams, 7 kilograms of grain. Imagine how many kilograms of grains are needed for 10,000 horses, 20,000 horses, 30,000
Hmm.
horses. The entire small Maratha nation was destroyed. The farmlands were destroyed. The farmers ran off into the forest. The entire revenue system collapsed. It happened for 3 years, where Shaista Khan stayed in Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's house, Lal Mahal, and surrounded by the huge military camp of the Mughals. And he let the squadrons go all across Shivrai's land and bring slaves. That nobody knows. This happened before Surat. How much loss Shivrai can take, He wanted to build a nation himself. Why not? So, a nation which does not run on theocracy, which runs on ethics, chivalry, and humanity. Okay, so when so much loss is there, what did Shivrai think about? Suppose somebody makes you lose a lot of money, what you want? You want them to pay it, right? So the Mughals need to pay. And which was the financial capital of the Mughals? Surat.
Hmm.
So
So
they
he
did
had
not
to attack.
they did not attack Surat.
Hmm.
Listen, they did not attack Surat. They waited out on the outskirts of Surat for few days, and they sent a message to the Mansabdar of the Surat, who is known as Inayat Khan. He was an absolute corrupt man. Okay, he was supposed to keep 3,000 horses, but all the money he got as a revenue from surrounding land, he spent for his children's marriages. Is documented. And there were three top Hindu traders, Virji Vora, and one more Mohandas somebody, and one Muslim. So all three, what Shivrai said, send them to me for negotiations. So what did Inayat Khan do? He called all the rich people into his dilapidated fort, which was not repaired. Even the wall, the emperor had given money to build a wall around Surat. That also he had swallowed, that money. And he invited all the rich people into his fort and locked it from inside and let the Janta die. What did Shivrai do? Shivrai said, now loot. And he already had his spies and he knew in which cellars of which house the treasure is kept. Because that was a town of traders. Swali port was nearby. So it was a so they looted, they started looting. That time Inayat Khan sent a man for negotiations to Shivrai and he attacked Shivrai in the camp. So somebody beheaded that, when he attacked that man, somebody beheaded that man, the entire blood fell on Shivrai. It's written everything. I don't remember that man's name. His diary, a British man, documented this. So everybody thought Shivrai is dead. And that time, some of the civilians who were caught by Shivrai's, not civilians who were traders, who were caught, civilian traders who were caught and they were imprisoned in Shivrai's camp, were killed, thinking that Shivrai is killed in that. What did Inayat do? Inayat loaded the cannon from that fort, the cannon which has never been fired, and started firing the cannon, and the cannonballs and the explosives fell in Surat itself, on the houses of his people. So I feel that Surat Shivrai attacked Surat because, and also he said no church, no mosque, and no temple should be touched. And there was one trader who did a lot of philanthropy and charity. His house was not touched. No women were touched. No children were taken. Only those who resisted, Shivrai fought. So if Shaiste Khan has destroyed Shivrai's little nation and his revenue system is gone, and so much, and the Marathas had to face so much loss, I feel it was very correct to go to Surat and ask for money. And if they don't give, then take it.
The last one, what we have been witnessing for a while, the names of the roads are being changed, station names are being changed, city names are being changed. All those names are being changed that may have had connection with Mughals. How do you see it? Is it okay? We should do it as soon as possible. Why should have anything related to Mughals if they have had such atrocity against Hindus and non-Muslims? Why would we name anything after them?
I lived in Germany, okay,
Hmm.
for a few years. And I have never seen their road, Hitler road there. I have not seen. Forget about Israel. I have not seen that in Germany also. So I used to feel, my gosh, what is this? And it's not that even before I started studying this subject, I said, how we are naming these, and it's not about religion. I'm very
Hmm.
happy that Aurangzeb Road is named after Abdul Kalam, scientist. I'm very happy for that. Though I love the name Aurangabad, I love the name. I went to school there.
Hmm.
Now it is Sambhaji Nagar. I love that name Aurangabad, and I feel it little difficult to say. Of course, don't take this bite and show. I in context,
Hmm.
but I'm happy that names are changed.
And a message to historians out there, people out there who are just speaking in favor of Mughals and saying we don't know history and they are not being represented well in NCRT books, and history is being distorted, changed. What's your message to all those historians who are just siding with one fact and representing one side?
I tell them, please read, which was told to me by 2 or 3 historians here when I started writing my historical fiction. When I
Hmm.
started asking them questions, they
Hmm.
said, read, read, and read more. Then only, see, the entire knowledge has to go into your system like a drug. Unless that entire, of course, you are a human, you can make mistakes, but that unless that entire I took about 6 years to understand Yadunath Sarkar's 5 volumes. Of course, I was managing my day job. I was managing freelance writing in Khaleej Times. I was managing 2 children who were growing. But it took me 6 years of evening 2 to 3 hours of study just to understand the Mughal Empire, what was happening.
Yes.
It takes time, it takes time. Now, many people say, why don't you write on this? Why don't you write on that subject? Arey, where is the time? And I'll tell you something I wanted to show you. This is my
Hmm.
book for children.
Hmm.
Okay. And it's a history. And I thought that there are no good books on our history which are taught in school. So I wrote this, and within first 3 months, 1,000 copies were sold.
Hmm.
And I don't think I'm polarizing the children. In fact, they write to me that the book is very inspiring. And some of the IIT students have written to me that they keep my challenging destiny, the adult one,
Hmm.
under their pillow to ward off depression. So it's not polarization. It is about taking, understanding history and taking inspirations and learning lessons from it for the future.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for having a conversation with ANI. Hope whoever listens to this conversation gets more clarity about what happened during the Mughal Empire and what all those Mughal kings used to do. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Last, can I say
Yeah,
something?
yeah, please, please.
Akbar demolished Jizya, but he
Hmm.
did not demolish Karaj.
Yeah, that 50% tax. We can talk about it. Please tell us about that Karaj tax also.
Yeah, so it is more frightening and financially damaging than Jizya.
Hmm.
So for a Muslim landowner or agriculturist, it is ushar. Ushar means 10,
Hmm.
10%. And for a Hindu agriculturist and landholder, it is 50%. When you give 50%, nothing is left with you. So you cannot buy anything, sell anything, fill your stomach. Then whatever the other businesses like goldsmith, blacksmith, barber, nobody, they all collapse. So our nation, because of this Karaj, is a nation when a child gets a protein deficiency called kwashiorkor or marasmus. We never could develop, you know. And this Karaj, I have in Sri Gajanan Mahendare's book, I think page 446, somewhere there is Aurangzeb's letter to his people that if there is good rain, and even then if the farmer is not paying us 50% of his produce, beat them, beat them severely. Also, They used to not only kill the farmers if they did not pay Karaj, they abduct their women and children and put them in slave trade and make money from that. Peter Munde was an employee of East India Company. When he traveled from Agra to somewhere, some other, I don't remember that name, but he saw 800 towers of farmer's skull. 8,000 towers of farmer's skulls. Each skull having 50 to 60 skulls. And it was in 1631-32. Peter Munde. You can download his travelogue and you can see it there. And that time it was Jahangir's rule. But it was same in Akbar's rule. It was same in Jahangir's rule. It was same in Aurangzeb's rule. So what do you think they should have looked at the Kafirs in which eyes? From which eyes? Now, I don't have to put that in word. I will show you from their actions. Okay. That is what I want to say. This Karaj.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for having a conversation with ANI. I hope all of us get a clarity after this conversation what exactly happened and all the atrocities that used to take place on non-Muslims. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Naman.
Thank you,
Thanks
ma'am.
for having me.